Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got this great collection from our friends at Hunkydory. This is Happy Places Set the Scene collection. And look at the most adorable little cards that it makes. I can't wait to show you how this all works, so come play with us. So let's take a look at these great die sets. This one is Fairground Fun. There's 6 metal dies. That's what they look like, and I'm going to show you how to use these. This is Manor Gardens. This was Countryside Path. And this is Harbor Town. And we've also got these wonderful cards that have a print on them that make placing the dies super easy. We're going to show you how to use that. They also come with envelopes. And then here we've got the blank cards also with envelopes. I think there's 24 in each of those. And then we've got fantastic coordinating Happy Places Matastic Adorable Scoreable, which is fantastic cardstock and all these great colors that of course match the cards. So now that we've shown you what's there, let's get right to it. I'm going to show you how they work. Let's see. Let's go through each one of these first. I think that's the best thing to do. So right here we have got the Harbor Town, and that is from one of the printed cards. So adorable. It says take time for yourself, which is so cute. There's a little die cut anchor there, and then my friend Debbie made this and she glued it right there. And you could also die cut it out of the white cards, and then Debbie actually colored these with tri-blend markers. Let's see what else we've got. Here's we've got the Countryside. So cute. And this one has got adorable little butterflies. And the Manor Gardens. This one is amazing. I love that one. Big, beautiful house there. And then finally, we have got the Fairground Fun. And this is what it looks like when it's cut from just the white cards, which is really beautiful and elegant and the classic white. Debbie actually did something a little different with the Manor Garden card. She actually created a 5x5 standing card, stands like that. And I wanted to show you quickly before I go and show you how the trifold work, how she did this. Okay. Oops. What this involves is using a 5x5 card. Got a 5x5. These are also available from Hunkydory. We have them at Paper Wishes. And she scored the front and the back of the card at 5.5 inches. So that she can fold, we could fold that in and make a gatefold card. Okay. Then at that point, I need to open these. At that point, she took this gate die and she placed it right here. Okay. We like to use a little Hunkydory low-tack tape. I find it here. There we go. Little Hunkydory low-tack tape. Tape it right there on your card and then run that through the die cutting machine. We're going to do that in a minute, the rest of these dies. All right, and then that gives you the gate. And then she did the same thing with some of that Matastic cardstock. And then what you can do is just cut away this excess cardstock. Right, take our little scissors here. And this is going to give you that fold that you want. That great standing gatefold, which I think is very cool. So we're just going to cut away that portion. And then I've already cut away this part right here. And I'm just going to glue, see if we can see this a little better, cut that off. We're going to glue this part right over the white part, okay? And then you can just cut around that to get this shape right here. So that's how she did that part. So that would be, you would do that on the front of both sides. It's just another fantastic way to use these dies. Okay, so then she took a piece of this wonderful purple, cut that to size, put that on the back. That's going to cover the fold that's in the back of the card. I'm going to glue that right there. And then she die cut. This is also cut to the same size. This is the sort of chocolate brown. Oops, that's the wrong die. And then she placed this right here and die cut the manor. And we're going to go ahead and just cut off that excess part right here. And we're only really just going to keep the house portion of it. A lot of sort of paper piecing on this. There we go, even cutting away these plants on the side. So when that's all done, then you can take this great yellow and put some glue behind the brown and then cut around this. And that's how she made it look like the lights are on the inside. All right, then this is the grass portion. Okay, it also had this here. We just cut the manor away. We're going to glue that there. She used the little foam tape behind hers. And then you just proceed with the different layers. And then she added some great little sparkly dazzle flowers and a greeting here that's a dazzle as well. And all of the supplies for this you can see on the gallery below, the photo gallery below our video here at paperwishes.com. And then also the supplies for this are used down below the video. All right, so that's just another way to use these great dies. Let's move along and show you how to use these cards. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this die cutting machine. This is a Big Shot with the 6-inch wide platform. It's actually about 6 1/8 inches wide. And these dies will work with any size platform, which is great. So let's start off with using this one right here, which features the countryside path. Okay, that's this one right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off by folding it in sort of a, well, I like to call it sort of a backward Z. Okay, so it was like this. Is it a Z? Anyway, we're folding it like this. And you want to crease it really well. In fact, I didn't bring my bone folder, so I'm just going to use my thumbnail, which isn't the greatest, but we want to crease that really well. And then on the inside of each package, Hunkydory is great about giving us instructions. So on the inside, there's full color instructions on how to lay this out. Okay, there is a specific path. So it even shows you, okay, the Z fold here. Like, did I fold this correctly? No. Yes. I did. All right, so we've got this folded, and then we're going to take this little piece right here, which is the windmill. And that's going to go at the very back. I'm going to place this right here and line it up with that art. I'm going to use our low-tack tape. Once that is all lined up, the trees and the windmill, I like to place this on the part that's going to be cut away as opposed to down here. Because even though it's low-tack tape, sometimes with extra pressure, it does leave a little bit of residue. You just want to be cautious about that. I put this in the machine, and then because these are really highly detailed dies, I like to just use a little piece of folded cardstock and place on the top of that, just to give it a little shimmy in there. Oops. All right, and then we're just going to crank that through. Now, before I take off the die, I always like to make sure that I made full contact with everything here. A good impression before I take it off. And yes, it did. That extra shimming really does the trick. Gives you a nice clean cut. All right, so you can just sort of leave all this extra pieces here because it's all going to come off. I find that because of it is highly detailed, you're going to need to like poke away some of these items, and a little pokey tool works really great for that. All right, so now we're going to actually turn this over, and we're going to use the little bike. There we go. And we're going to align that, and you see we're actually they have little tab marks, these little marks right there, there, and there. And you don't really need to use those when you have the printed cards because it's very obvious where you are aligning these. But when you're using the white cards, those are really helpful, and I'll show you that next. A little bit of black cardstock. Any scrap of cardstock will do. And I like to run it through the first time, and then just once it's connected, I just back it up. That way it gets a good impression. Yep, that one looks good. All right, and then finally, we have the beautiful sort of flower foliage that's on the front of the card. And there's a little path. We're going to put that right here. Line everything up. And I'm just going to turn this so it doesn't have to run through the entire way. Oh, where did I put? Oh. All right, we're going to crank that through. And then back. No, I didn't check it. Yep, it worked out fine. All right. And now the rest of this upper portion is just going to come right off. Like that. As you can see, we do need to use our little pokey tool to kind of poke out some of these little things, like the things on the tires, like that. All right, and then also there's a wonderful little greeting on there. This one says, "Hello, lovely." And that one, you just go ahead and run through the machine a 4th time on the front, and it would give you this wonderful little greeting of "Hello, lovely," that you can also then put your little butterflies on there. And Debbie actually backed this portion with a little bit of cardstock so that it really shows up nicely. Okay, so let's take a look at how to do the same one if we were doing the white one. So we want to fold this. All right, you're going to start with the back. And this is where these little nubs really come into play. We want to put this up towards the top. All right, and same thing, crank it through once and then go back. You know, and everybody's machine is different too, depending on how old your rollers are and how old your plates are. And I know the one I have at home is very old, and even though I change my plates up, I do have to shim a little bit more when I'm doing projects at home. So also be aware of that. Right, and then we're going to flip it. Now, here's the part I wanted to show you. Why don't we zoom in on this, Steve? So we've got our little nub here on each side. So we want to make sure, because we don't have anything, you know, pictures on here to align it with, we want to take this nub and align it with where the bottom of that nub was. So they're connecting. Okay. Like that. And you just want to make sure it's straight. There we go. And then back again. Yep, everything connected there. And then finally, we're going to turn it again. And then we've got this little piece with our little flowers that goes on the very front of the card. Once again, we're taking this little nubby piece right here and we're aligning it with the bottom that's already cut right there. And I think on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the little greeting, because this is when I usually cut it, and I'm all set. Right there. Where did I put my little piece of cardstock? Ah, here it is. There we go. Oh, brother. I forgot something a little important, which is the plate at the bottom. Sometimes you just get going and you lose track of where all your plates are. All right, there. Doesn't work if it's not a sandwich. Gotta sandwich that stuff inside the plates. And then run it back again. Woo! Oh, see right here, that did not connect very well. So that's because I didn't have the shim on it. So we're just gonna take that, shim that, and then run that through one more time. Okay. Yep, now it's good. All right, so now you just go ahead and take away everything that's at the top. Oh, for some reason that did not connect well right at the top of that handlebar. Kind of odd. There. Same thing on that little end there. I didn't have my shim up high enough. All right, so there we go, and we can just take out the little lovely part right here. And there, as you can see, we've got our little card. Like I said, I need to go back and poke some of these little highly detailed things out, and then we're good to go. So you guys, we've got a great money saver on these dies and the blank cards and the colored cards. And they're so much fun to play with. And as you can see, versatile. You can do lots of different things with them. They'll make your desk really messy, like mine. But I wanted to make sure that I showed you all the different ways that we have found to use them. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, you will just look right over to the right, and that's where you will see our Money Saver bundle. So make sure you take advantage of that. And then if you look below our video, you'll see a photo gallery link, and you'll also see at the very bottom all the supplies that we listed, that we used here, the scissors, everything. I did want to mention too the great die tool. This die brush, which is great for getting out all the little pieces in these things. You just brush right over it and everything just kind of falls out, so it's so much easier to clean. So that's a great tool. I'll list that on there. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgotten about you. Look below the description box, and there will be a link to our Paper Wishes webisode page where you'll see everything I just mentioned. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps people find us. And then hit that subscription button, because you don't want to miss any of our videos. We publish our videos 3 to 5 times a week. We have lots to share with you. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.